Next, can I ask Dr. Y.G. Prasad or anybody on the table discussing revolutionizing cotton farming global high-density planting best practices?
Good afternoon. We were discussing this technology of high density, and we would like to clarify first that what we're talking about, just to put everybody on the same page. Normally in India, they have 22 to 27,000 plants per hectare, and when they talk about this high density, it goes to something like 66,000 plants per hectare. And this is something that they think that may work, and we have data that proves that it really works. We were discussing, we have people in the table from Tanzania, from Zambia, and from India. And in these three countries, they have experiences in this high-density system. And in Tanzania, they have more than double the yields using this technique, just by changing the way of planting. No other thing is different. The same varieties, the same management, just the number of plants per hectare. And in Zambia, they have started up a project some years ago, and they have already achieved 22% increase in yields with the same thing, just changing the amount of plants per hectare. So what are the challenges that they're facing? The main challenge is the cost of seed, because normally they use hybrids and it's costly, and if they more than triple the amount of seeds, they will triple the cost of own seeds. But as they mentioned, there are no more added costs, because if they spend money with growth regulator, they would not do with the stimulators to make the plant grows to compensate the distance between rows. So the best practices would be necessary to have a good control on weed, and they use herbicides. They do a manual control of weed first, and then afterwards, as they have more planting, it would be easier to control weeds, and they use herbicides. They use of plant of growth regulator, and then what is an disadvantage is that they have a need to have defoliants that are not available for them. Another point that was mentioned is that with this high-density population, they can reduce a little bit the cycle of the culture, bringing it to 180 days instead of 200 or more days, and it would become possible to have a second crop in the winter. So, as we see, there is not much of challenges instead of having new varieties or more adaptable varieties. There would be need some mechanization, because to plant with more seeds in the row, it would be profitable if they had a mechanization system of planting. And so, why isn't it adopted? Because of the resistance of growers, especially related that they want the cotton for 200 days in the fields, because otherwise they wouldn't have a second crop. So it's a thing of education. The challenge is educating people, training people, and spreading the technology. So we think that one of the suggestions is that we should prepare materials with the experience in India, the experience in Zambia, and the experience in Tanzania, so that this material could be shared and to have a kind of educating project, bring it to the communities in different regions and start with pilot projects so that they could show in place to other producers that they could increase just by managing the culture. It means that if, with the same variety, the same amount of fertilizers and everything, they could come from a yield of 1,200 kgs seed cotton to 3,000 kg seed cotton. What is the experience of one of the cotton growers that is sitting at the table? So it's a matter of educational and extension programs that could be brought to other producers.